Oh, hey, Lupine. How's it going, buddy? Alright. Oh, it's thunder and lightning. Let me know if the in-game audio is too loud. I know last stream it was a little bit loud. It's a bit loud for me, that's for sure. What are you doing, Thomas? Where are you going? You're not sitting up there. Alright. So, we're gonna go find the base. We're trying to find Jeffov's base. Because we need to go find that. So that's the bridge. We don't want to go to the bridge. The bloody moth is still here. Oh, it just hit the fan. Oh, it's probably dead now. Do you see it, Mittens? It just hit the fan, so it's probably dead, or at least very hurt. How about we move this? Just here, so it's not as close to the loudest fucking computer. Okay, yes, Thomas, hello. No, don't run at me. Thomas? Stop. Because like Jeffov's base is like around here. I just don't know where. And that's like really annoying me. Thomas, I'm getting very cranky. Like I have a very short temper today. And I will put you back in your cage very quickly. I have a short temper and I'm not in the mood for it. No. Stop. Alright, like I can't remember where... Hey Raven. I can't remember where Jeffov's base is. Like it should be here somewhere, but the specific location is really just beyond me. Hold on, I'm gonna put Thomas on his fucking perch because I'm already getting cross. Thomas! Stop. Yeah, I had a jungle gym thing for him, but because it was for smaller birds, he just chewed right through it. It's... like making them or building them, either way, you need some amount of money, and I just don't have that at the moment. I want to build him one, but it's difficult when I'm lacking funds. Day's been good, day's been good. I want to go back to bed, but I'm here. So, you know, that's how it be. I genuinely cannot remember where Jeffov's base is. I'm really tempted just to fucking teleport to it. Because I looked around for ages for it at the end of yesterday's stream, the end of Tuesday's stream. I just can't remember where it is. Now that it's fucking freezing out, I'm not gonna be able to see. Oh. Oh, great. Under here, maybe? Oh no, this is where I can send the little penguin through. Let's have a health pack. Tomorrow's the last day of holiday break for school, so how bad can it be? You guys aren't on holidays yet? I thought all schools finished at the same time. Because like the Australian schools all finished last week, I think it was. I might need to look up where it is because I can't fucking find it. Entrance to the glacial basin's down there, so that's a good way to figure out like my way back. Are offering, but you know, yeah, like I think every country must have like obviously different times, but I thought they all, at least for Christmas, would come off at the same time. That's the good thing about this place. You don't really need that much food or water because you can just get a lot of heat plants and stuff. So it makes life a lot easier. Nice warm water. We also had a 2-hour delay because it was so fucking cold. Oh, I see. Yeah. You guys get like snow days and stuff. We don't even get, like, when it gets really hot, we don't get hot days. We just go to school. We don't get a choice. Oh, it's just a baby. It's just a baby. Oh, I want to give baby a pat. No wonder Marguerite was able to train one. They're so cute. Just a cute little baby. The cave system has a strange temperate environment. It causes a temperate atmosphere is still unknown. The cave system is lined with crystal formations. Investigating these formations may lead to further understanding of this unique environment. It's 10 degrees Celsius, minus 10 degrees. Fucking hell, that's fucking cold, dude. I wouldn't be able to deal with that shit. I wish you could literally, like, train your own stalker, though it doesn't really make much sense, because, like, underwater where your base would probably be, it's not worth having a snow stalker. I've gotten 2 snow days in my entire life, and there was 4 feet of snow overnight. Fair enough. Must take a lot for you guys, I guess, because you're so used to snow. You guys must be used to it enough that, like, a couple feet of snow wouldn't bother you that much, I guess. Like, it's really easy to for me to complain. Oh, I need to take my medication real quick. What day is it? It's Friday. Alright. I'm from Minnesota, which is basically a smaller version of Canada. Like, you guys have so many states. It's so hard to remember them all. Like, if someone mentions ones, I'll be like, oh yeah, Minnesota. But if you were to ask me to list them, I think I'd like end at Iowa, Ohio, Kansas, Arkansas, Washington, Michigan. OD's on stream, not clickbait. You know it, dude. Like, 90% of the reason I know the names of so many American states is because I watched Supernatural when I was younger. And they, you know, like, go to all the different, like, states. That's why I know that there's a city or a town in, there's a town in, sorry, there's just a fucking moth. There's a town in Washington called Concrete. And that's, like, that's the coolest thing to me, is that there's a town called Washington, there's a town called Concrete. Like, that just makes my day. Like, they really just looked at that town, they were like, this place is so fucking boring. Nothing special about it, we're just gonna name it fucking Concrete and get over with it. Yeah, I think I've gone too far in, because I need to be back in the Glacial Basin, and I've moved out of the Glacial Basin to be here. Shit. Oh! I did it! By sheer fucking accident, I did it! Oh. I did it. I love accidentally fucking stumbling on shit.
Vesper, I found a PDA. It's Jeff's. He's been here recently.
Can you upload it?
Ugh. Would you fuck off, Mr. Moth?
Looking for the architect. Any idea where he might have gone?
None.
We can focus our scans to the west. I'll let you know if we find anything.
Roger that.
Snowstalker Fair. This place is shelter enough for now. Vesper still has not recovered. I see no ships. I cannot believe that the architect was awoken and we awoke us to swim in the storm. There's nothing at the sanctuary, but it's out there still. I must find it. I've plotted a course further west from the Zero Sector. Crash, the Snow Fox. Something's outside. Shut up. Also, I'm 1 month on tea tomorrow. Ooh, that's so exciting. I wish this moth would fuck off. I don't hate moths, but I don't like things flying around my room and getting in my face. It freaks me out. Like, moths are cool. I like moths. I don't like them when they are in my room where they don't belong. I need to go have my tea shot next week. And see Squid Shark. Yeah, so she's lying about Jeffov, at least in part. Like, she doesn't know where Jeffov is going. That part she's not lying about. She doesn't know where Jeffov is going. I don't think we know, in the story we don't find out where Jeffov is going. I can't remember anyway. Let's just mark that and that. Quick. Attacked by wild animals on stream, not clickbait. You know it, dudes. I'm gonna get mauled. I want one of these. It looks cool. Anyway, I accidentally discovered the base that I wanted to find. So that's always good. Now we can go up this way, because that's the way towards the bridge. But yeah, like, the only reason I know anything about, like, American states is because of Supernatural, to be fair. My name is Instagram because I have 3 hearts in my name. It shows you I'm an egotistical libtard. Gosh darn. Throwing out the libtards. I think this is the way to the frozen Leviathan, I want to say. I want to say this is the way to the frozen Leviathan. Yes, it is.
Detecting a Leviathan-class life form nearby. The life form is currently stationary. Beware of ambush.
See, no one's decided
Your GPS shows
if
the Leviathan.
that like message is about the ice worms or if it's about this boy. But it triggers when it's here, so it must be about him.
Labs, but they evacuated first.
I'll take a look around.
Roger.
Because like the message only shows up when you come near here, but why would this thing ambush you compared to the Leviathan class predators that are nearby, which are ice worms that do ambush you? That's why people are a little bit confused. I'm made of titanium. You used to be able to scan this. I don't know why I can't just take it, seeing as it's mostly fully functional. Use just a repair tool on it and take it. But yeah, like, I don't know if that PDA mentioned, because like it triggers when you get here. But there would also probably be ice worms kind of nearby. Not very far, like, not very nearby, but like, yes, he's stationary, but he could not ambush. Like, we know he's alive, but he's really trapped in that ice. Something would have to happen to get him out. Miley, enough, please. Like, you'd have to do a lot to get him out. Miley! Alright. Nope.
New creature discovered.
There's the last bit that needs to be scanned. You're supposed to do something with this thing. Oh, here, yeah. Begin extraction. I was worried there wouldn't be collision and that I'd just fall right through him. Alright, let's grab that.
Sample infected with cardboard bacteria. Handle with extreme caution.
Mm-hmm.
I have the sample.
Roger that. Our ships are still out of action, but if you can get it to the cargo rocket, I can have a bay sealed off to receive it.
Alright.
Even wrong with this.
I just know it's on the list.
Fucking hell.
Carcinologist, the man's hair is plague doctor.
I don't like it either, but it's still an alien life form, isn't it?
I'll let you know when I'm at the rockets.
Thank you.
He's John Cena. Do 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 do. Yeah, I should eat the Kara bacteria. That's the thing. Just being in range of the Kara bacteria should, like, I know it's not airborne. It was waterborne when it was around here. So maybe you do need to either ingest it through eating like infected fish and peepers, and like it's not airborne. But even that being said, even the cave crawlers who weren't really aquatic creatures had been infected by it, so it had to have some level of waterborne, airborne variants, or maybe they just didn't think of it in that sense, and it was just a, you know, oh, they're infected because everything's infected sort of deal. Do 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 do. Right. we're not going to go all the way to the end of the ice worm. We're going to get the purple tablet and then book it back to somewhere to create the purple tablet, then keep going. Because I want to make as few trips through here as possible. Got to flex on them by eating the infectious disease. Absolutely. But we want to make as few trips through the ice worms as possible. So I want to get in as small amount as possible to get the purple tablet, then get the fuck back out. Because I do not want to be here any more than I have to be. So that means a very quick run. We're not going to be hanging around. Oof. Alright. The thing is, they probably have multiple samples of enzyme 42 up on the Vespa or like saved away in case of an accident or disease, so that they can probably try to synthesize their own, to be fair. Like, oh hey Dan, how's it going, dude? Like if I was Altera and I knew that this planet could possibly relapse into having more Kara bacteria, or if there was a chance to cure the other planets that have the Kara bacteria infecting them, because it was brought here, it didn't originate here. We read that in the wiki on Tuesday. Then I would try and synthesize my own version of the I would try and synthesize my own version of enzyme 42 so that I could have it. But I also know that it might not be possible to synthesize a version of it. I don't think I have what I need to build it. Oh no, I do. It's a party, it's a party, it's a party. I want to see how far I can get in here with the snow fox before it just gets destroyed. Where's the bridge? Over this way. I'm still undetected. You're not undetected. I say hey. I said hey, Dan. I'm glad you're here. It's never a party when you're not here. I'm going to see the new Star Wars tonight, actually, with my mum in the lounge. I'm really excited. Like, ugh, fuck off, would you? You've been doing this the whole fucking stream. Stop. We're hovering now, boys. We're gonna get the purple tablet, pull back to a safe area, build it, because I've got all the resources for it. Wait. Where? Oh no, they're back on the ship, yeah, because that's where I can build it. I didn't want to bring them with me. Okay, good. I know I have them. I was just like confused for a second. Alright. I don't really like the Snow Fox. It's so wobbly and like weird to control. Like it makes traveling on land a lot faster. But at the same time, like, the controls are so whack. Thumper. Where is the thumper? I thought you built it with a builder. Yeah, I thought it was a builder. Why is it not? Oh, you build it like that? Okay, well, I'll get a bit of titanium and build it. Not that it really matters, because I don't think they work properly. Use the fucking scanner, you clown. One of them's gonna pop up here. Fuck off! You stupid moth! Leave! Leave! How did you even get in? Oh. Go! Can I have my bike back? Thank you. Have you guys seen the reviews for the Cats movie? Has it come out? I didn't realize it had come out. Would you stop breaking my things? We need the vehicle that you see in the trailer, the one with the giant fan? Haven't seen the trailer recently. I must have forgotten that part. I don't remember seeing one with a big fan on it. Yeah, so that's the bridge. So we need to go back. Does the moth have a name? Yeah, dickhead. Oh, it's concept up, yeah. Would you leave my bike alone? He's like not killing me, he's literally just going for the snow fox. Ugh. Bye-bye. So we want to go down this way? I'm literally just not even giving him the time of day now. Yep, hello. Trying to find the purple boys. They need to tone down the ice swim. I don't know. He's not actually damaging me. I found that he does a very reduced damage, and I think either it's a glitch. You fuck off. I'm gonna backhand you in a second. Either it's a glitch and he's like broken and not doing the correct damage. Because like when I was here on my own, I was just tanking hits from him and not giving a single shit. So either they've reduced his damage and made him basically a little bitch, or see, like, look, he hit me. It triggered that he hit me, and it barely even, if anything, damaged me. Yeah, I think the attack rate does need to be reduced, though. I feel like it's too aggressive to the point where it's, like, kind of dumb. Like, no animal is that aggressive without, like, due cause. See, look, he's hitting me and he's barely even scratching me. Yeah, it's not scary anymore because I know what they are. See, I just took that to the face and it didn't even damage me, like, at all. Like, it's just, it's not scary. To a newcomer, maybe, but because I've played, I know that it's not that big a deal. Now that he barely does any damage, probably because of a glitch. Have you seen the Ghost Leviathan? This is pretty... Yeah. Like, I think they need to figure out the hostility functions of, like, the different creatures. Because, like, there are obviously always going to be, like, hostile creatures in an environment. But there is a limit to how hostile creatures normally are. Like, they're not going to chase you to hell and back. They'll normally chase you out of their area and then leave. Like, even most pursuit predators... Ooh. Even most pursuit predators won't chase you for that long. Yeah, we'll go back. Oh. This way. But, like, I don't know what glitch is making him do no damage, but it's nice, because it means I can just bust through this area really quickly. I didn't think it would happen again. That's why I wasn't banking on, being able to get away with it. But clearly it's just a glitch with the deep dive update as a whole, not just my save file that I was on previously. Seems to be just a game-wide thing. Either it's a glitch or they genuinely have turned it down. I got hit multiple times there. Like, even then, the Ghost Leviathans would have a pretty decently large break between when they'd attack, they'd take a break, they'd attack, they'd take a break, which gave you a chance to, if you survived, run away or, like, heal up and deal with it. The Iceworms don't have that level of break, so you're constantly backpedaling, trying to, you know, not die. These creatures have barely encountered humans. It has no reason to continuously chase you unless it's blind and can only sense movement. I'd say it probably is blind and can only sense movement. It's probably the case. But even then, like, hold on. Take that. Even then, no creature is going to be this aggressive. Once it realized that, like, I'm not a threat to it, especially with how tiny I am, it would stop. It would stop. Because it doesn't attack... Thomas! Sit here. Like, it's not stupid. It should realize that I'm tiny and can't hurt it. And I've made no attempt to hurt it. And then, it would stop. Because it doesn't attack the Snowstalkers. So it clearly can tell the difference between something that can hurt it and something that can't. I don't think it's unfair that it's active in this round, like that it's that strong and this active. I think they just need to think about more of the, like, genuine side, like, not just the sci-fi side, but the literal science-ish side of, like, big animals are normally not this active. Like, you look at any bigger animal, they're normally much slower and less active. Now it's doing its proper damage. Hold on. I'm gonna go put Thomas in his cage and stop being molested by the moth under my table. Fuck off. I will be back in 2 seconds. But yeah, like, bigger animals, normally you'll find that they are slower moving. They are, like, fast. Like, big cats can go really fast. But take a look at, you know, I don't know, I don't even think there's really a real-life equivalent that would work well for a snowworm. But, like, mega predators and megafauna like this would need huge amounts of energy just to, you know, do anything, especially in this cold. So, like, I can't imagine that it's just, you know, doing this without... Oh, did it break it? No? Okay. Anaconda maybe. But even then, they're not... Anacondas aren't pursuit predators. They are... Like, these guys aren't even technically pursuit predators. They're... What's it called? They're ambush predators. Ooh. Now it's doing proper damage. I have to take it a little bit more seriously. Juked. I've been working on a Subnautica parody alien ecosystem with more realism. Oh, that's something I've been like tinkering with in a sort of like like I have an artificial planet sort of idea where I want the ecosystem to be like it's all artificial. It's all created by an AI, and like I wanted it to be in that sense of like an artificial planet, and like seeing how an AI would control an ecosystem and how something could artificially like artificially control it, even if it was rabid, which cold-blooded creatures can't be rabid. They literally cannot be rabid because rabies doesn't incubate in cold hosts. It's interesting to think about the real-life qualities that this creature could have, but also we have to remember it's not alive or real. This is a meteor, or at least it looks like it. Silver, titanium, cool stuff. Like making things environmentally accurate is a lot of the time it can be pretty boring because if you think about it, like making things scientifically accurate, though they'll make sense, they won't be as fun because oh no, it can't be this huge giant mega predator because that just wouldn't work. Where's JJ? I don't know, I think he's dead. JJ died. Rip JJ. And you should be able to outrun the thing on this. Like, it shouldn't be able to pause you and kill you. Because, like, it literally knocks you off the bike. It shouldn't be allowed to do that. This way, maybe? I'm calling bullshit on that. Calling, like... Oh, you mean like on the science thing? Think about mantis shrimp. Oh, fuck. Don't make me think about them. Like, things can be really enjoyable when they are scientifically accurate. But you can also see how, in some ways, taking liberties with scientific realism can allow for a more fun story. And especially when it comes to sci-fi, sci-fi stories thrive on making things new and exciting that aren't real. So, like, taking liberties with science has always been something that's made science fiction amazing. See, like, look at this. He should not be able to attack this frequently. I know I'm making no effort to, like, not make noise. But with the frequency of his attacks, like, that's bullshit. You know what? Fuck you. I'm just gonna walk. Go down in here for a bit. That's what we want. More purple tablet fragments. But these are different icebergs each time. But are they? Or is it the same one? Like, we don't know it's different ones, do we? Like, I'd say it'd be silly. There's no way there would be that many mega predators in that close a proximity of each other. Mega predators don't share. So, like, we gotta assume that they're different worm, like, not that it's the same worm each time. But that being said, any animal would not chase someone this much. They wouldn't be bothered. Like, they just would not be bothered. there wouldn't be enough resources, there wouldn't be enough room. Like, these are big animals. They would need huge square feet areas to have as their own, like, area. There'd just be no way that there could be more than a handful of worms here without anything. Hey, Alteria, here's an idea. Make an ice worm-proof snow fox or ice worm-proof any vehicle. I don't think there's a way to ice worm-proof things. I feel like these big fuckers will just do whatever they want. But I think it's interesting. I might have a massive. They might have a massive territory, and in an Arctic environment, that would probably be opportunistic. They would probably be opportunistic. Yeah, but like, with how big they are, like, if we look it up, we could figure it out. Because like, animals need like large square footage depending on their size. Like, zoos don't do as good a job as they should with giving them the exact amount of room that they technically need. Because they'll give them the minimum amount they need, not the maximum amount. And you want to go for a nice, like, mid-range amount. But, like, they are huge. And being that big, they need lots of room. And they wouldn't be good with sharing, because, like, what can they eat? I'm assuming they eat, what are they called? They eat... Oh! Okay, they actually finally got me. Like, we've got to think that they eat... Oh.
Jeff, what happened?
I went for the escape ship, but then changed my mind. You contradicted a direct order. I thought the architect would walk away, but transfer to another facility. It was too precious to give up. Robert surely agrees. Or she wouldn't also be down here. What happened to your GPS? It must have torn as I tried to escape. As soon as we have a ship available, we're bringing you both in. You're going to sit tight until then. Understood?
Roger that.
That's terrifying.
Do as you ask. Good. I have to brief the director on this. I'll be in touch.
Yeah, it is dependent on the resources. We're not sure what they specifically eat. Though, from what we can tell, the only thing big enough that would give them any amount of sustainable food would be snow stalkers. Like, you know, like you can have an animal with 100 square meter territory in the wild, but in captivity where all their needs are met, they won't stray further than 10 square meters. Yeah. 10 square miles, sorry. I'm assuming you're saying miles, because that's what MI is. Like, we've got to think about it is, in the wild, the reason they have such huge areas is because they need to get as much territory, like, they need to net as much resources as possible. There are plenty of snow stalkers, but, you know, I think, how many of those would they need to eat a day? Like, maybe 2? Like, we don't know how big these fuckers are. So I'd say, like, maybe 2. Like, we don't have the direct information. That's the thing. Like, it's hard to quantify things when we don't have any of the raw data needed to actually figure out what's what. Like, all we know is hypotheticals and theories about shit that we don't know, because ice worms don't exist. We can't, like, we don't even have a real life creature to really base them off that follows similar properties to an ice worm. And we don't know their metabolism exactly. Though, if it's a cold climate, they probably have a much slower metabolism. At least that's as far as I understand when it comes to cold creatures. They tend to have a slower metabolism. Yeah, like, it seems to be high, seeming as, like, they are attacking everything and anything. But most cold creatures would have a slower metabolism. It's like with bears, they will eat a bunch and then hibernate. Like, they're not cold-blooded or, you know, ice worms. But, like, during cold, they'll eat a bunch, slow down their metabolism, and then, like, basically go to sleep. So, like, we've got to think that, like, who knows? We don't have the data needed to quantify, like, how large their area of attack should be, how aggressive they should be. But, like, there's not that many snow stalkers. Like, there's enough to feed someone if they're, like, trying to feed off them. But in reality, if you're a big creature like that, depending on your metabolism, you might need to eat every day. You might only need to eat once a week, once a month. Who knows? Like, it could be like a snake, in the sense of like, they only eat once a month. Like, they'll have one meal once a month, and that keeps them going. Ooh, mac and cheese. Because like snakes, they'll eat once a month, and they can go even longer than that without eating. And I'd say that would be our best bet when it comes to guessing the metabolism of them, because they share, like, obviously similarities, kind of. Yeah, they only do it because of access to food. Yeah, that's why bears do it. But like, we've got to try and like find a real life source for the ice worms, but we really can't. Also, they aren't true hibernators. Ooh. We're kink shaming the bears. They're not true hibernators. Yeah, like, because we could look at it as that they're similar to snakes in a way, but even snakes aren't like that. Snakes do not chase down prey. They're ambush predators. They're not pursuit predators. And I know they say, oh, you know, the ice worm's an ambush predator. It's not, though. It's a pursuit and ambush predator. Because, yeah, it ambushes you, but it's pursuing you. It's purposely going out of its way to chase you. So that makes it a pursuit predator in a way. Like, I don't know. Because, like, it's not based on real worms. Because, funnily enough, real worms don't do this shit. Real worms don't pull this shit. Not my worms. That must be the snow fox base there. I need to go up. They're very small and live in glaciers, I think. There are IRL ice worms? Ooh. Oh. Sir, excuse me. I think you'll find that's very disrespectful. See, like, with the snowstalkers, they give you enough of a chance to walk away. Like, in real life, a snowstalker would just instantly kill you. It wouldn't give you a chance to walk away. But in the game, it gives you a chance to recover. Let's see if there is an IRL ice worm. Ice worm. It's bringing up Subnautica. IRL. Yes, ice worms do in fact exist. They are small worms that live in glacial ice in Alaska, Washington, Oregon, and British Columbia. They have not been found in glaciers elsewhere. The ice worm is a small, slim worm, 1 to 3 centimeters long, dark brown or black in color. Therefore, the ice worm may never be confronted with freezing death because he penetrates deep into the glacier's depth. On the other hand, high temperatures are harmful to ice worms. Huh. That's pretty cool. I think they're kind of filter feeders. I'm not sure though. Yeah, like most worms, they're not like direct fucking predators, because how fucking could they? You know, they're tiny little wormy boys. Ooh, oh, I made it. Like, worms of any type, I don't believe are direct predators. Like, you could say, like, they're parasites, and in some cases they definitely are. But most worms are, like, either parasites or filter feeders. Like, none of them are designed to be predators in a, you know, system like this. Damn good, I don't look like a jackass in the REL. Oh, man, like, I'm sure there are predatory worms, but the vast majority are non-predatory, because why would they be? They're fucking tiny. But there are predatory worms. Like, there's sea worms that are predatory. Like, I know there's this, like, sea boy worms that are predatory animals. And, like, there are obviously always going to be cases of, is there more than one bridge? Because this leads to a different spot than normal. Isn't the bobbit worm a predator? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I can't quite remember. But, like, we've got to look at it as, yeah, a lot of sea worms are predatory. Yeah, but I don't know if they are classified as actual worms, or if they are classified as that out of... Yeah, see, that's where the other bridge is. So there is 2 bridges. That's because that's where my snow fox base is. There's definitely always going to be, like, exceptions to the rule. There's always going to be, like, always going to be those outliers, but in most cases, worms aren't predatory, because they're fucking tiny little bastards. I don't know how they could really go about being predatory on a higher scale because they're so tiny. They'd only be predatory to tiny fish and stuff. And like microorganisms, really. But it's interesting to see. It would be interesting to see the interaction between creatures on this game, because right now the only interactions with other creatures is like mid-level predators attacking fish, or mid-level predators attacking other mid-level predators, and it's like, that's so crazy taxonomy-wise because life's been there for a few billion years more than on land. Yeah, like they've had such a higher like chance to evolve past, because like while we were evolving to live on land, they were just continuing to evolve to live in their natural habitat. Yeah, like oceans are crazy, dude. And it's so interesting to see how life continued without us in the ocean. Like we left, but without us, life has evolved in amazing ways. Like it doesn't wait for anybody. That's what's so interesting about animals and the way they evolve and interact, is that they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. They will just keep evolving and going and going and going. This is going to take me back to the frozen leviathan. But that's okay. We'll just pass right through. Like, it's so interesting. It's something that I'm kind of tempted to go and study, is like learning about animal like evolution and how animals just work, really. Because I'm doing a study on like animal welfare and animal health. But that's just like a Cert 2. It's nothing special. It's really just to put something on my resume. But it'd be like interesting to research how animals are evolving and growing, and how the environment is adapting along with them. And then some of us revolved into the ocean. Look sternly at whales. Did they re-evolve for the oceans? I thought they were always ocean boys. Because like I don't know. Like I know I talk a lot about science stuff. I really don't know that much, but I enjoy the discussion of scientific theory and stuff, despite the fact I don't know a lot about it, because it's interesting to learn about it, and it's interesting to become more informed than I was when I started out. Alright. Where's my snow fox? It's over that way. I think I'm back here, maybe? I'm back where I don't want to be. Oh, there's a cache in here. That's pretty neato. I discovered the unthinkable. Plants survive in this frozen expanse without light. It appears the temperature in this cave has reached a warm enough level to allow for these plants to germinate and thrive. Strangely, they absorb all incoming light and turn into bioluminescent boys. Alright, where's the torch? I already had one, but... Oh, no, I didn't actually. Put a battery in it. I don't have a spare battery. Okay, we'll switch... Ooh. Switch that. I really want to study zoology and conservation ecology, but I can't afford to go to college, so rip. And yes, whales were land animals that evolved to get back to the sea and filled a similar niche as crocs and hippos. Like, I definitely did not know that. That's actually really cool. But I want to go and study this sort of thing. But I struggle when it comes to, like, classrooms and stuff. Like, learning in the way that college, at least that I've heard of, the way that college works, would not be good for my ADHD at all. Like, it would make my ADHD just act up. Like, even with medication now, I feel like I would not do very well in those situations. So, like, I definitely want to go and research this stuff, and, like, not research it, but, like, go and learn about it. But I feel like I have more fun, and I have a better experience when I research things in my own time, and, like, learn about them in my own time without, like, the threat of grading and the threat of failing stuff. Like, just learning for the sake of learning, not learning for the sake of passing and, like, all that stress. Because, like, that's what makes it suck, is that I would love to go and sit at college classes and listen and learn if it didn't also mean I had to go and do a test and be, you know, forced to spit out the knowledge backwards. Like, I enjoy learning, but I don't enjoy learning on other people's terms, if that makes sense. Like, the stress that it puts you under, and the feeling it just makes you feel awful. It's why I struggled so much at school. Also, there's a population of wolves in the Pacific Northwest that live very heavily near and in the ocean, and people believe that they're at the beginning of evolving into sea creatures. As long as we don't exterminate them first. Yeah, well, good luck on us not killing them. But it's interesting. It's interesting to see how animals change. Upon further investigating this cave system, there are as many rich mineral nodes lying in the walls. The glacial melt is uncovering previously hidden mineral veins. Removing these loose rocks is easy enough for raw materials. So like these things. Ore vein. Also, I'm in the same boat as you with the learning stuff. Like, the way our education system is at present, it prioritizes the wrong things. It doesn't prioritize learning, it prioritizes grades, and it prioritizes the conformity of like learning in the exact way that people want you to learn instead of in a way that benefits you. That's why I'm enjoying doing an online course. I learn at my own speed, I do it at my own speed, and it means not only do I get to set the rules, I don't have to go out of my comfort zone in my house so that I can learn where I'm comfortable and in an environment that I can control in some level. Because, like, I'm not some little whimpering wuss. I go outside, I can deal with it. But when it comes to learning, I learn better when I'm not basically forcing myself to learn in an environment that suits other people, and especially when it suits neurotypical people. Because that's the thing, our education system is very heavily leaned towards the learning of neurotypical people and people who don't have learning disabilities or mental health issues. It's very much designed for that, and because of that, it alienates people who do have learning disabilities or mental health issues and can't do it can't learn in the same way as what people think is the normal. I also had the issue of picking things up too quickly and then banging my head in class for 3 days as we learned the lesson figured out in 10 minutes. I would get that sometimes. Sometimes I would, like, learn really quickly and have it. Like, when it came to my English classes, I was really good at them, and I had nothing to do because I was, like, obviously I was still learning at some level, but I knew enough about English that I wasn't being challenged very much. Like, obviously there was me trying to get assignments done, but that wasn't a challenge of actually knowing the stuff. It was a challenge of just getting it done. So, like, when it came to English classes, I just was not challenged at all. And so, like, I just didn't pay attention as much as I probably should have. But, like, it's very hard when everybody learns at different speeds, but schooling, especially, you know, private schooling, doesn't care that you have a different way of learning. All they care about is if you learn. They don't care if it's not working for you or if it's making your learning worse. Like, at present, especially in Australia, we used to be, in Australia, 3rd in the world when it came to education. 3rd. Can you imagine that? Australia being 3rd in the world when it comes to learning and education. We're now, I believe, 25th? And, like, all you gotta think about is, like, how the fuck did we fall? And I know why we fall. It's because we got in a government that literally does not care about education in the slightest. But, like, our education system was amazing. And it was pulled apart by our conservatives, who are called liberals, because, you know, we like to confuse Americans. But the coalition pulled apart our government, pulled apart Gonski, which was a funding system for public schools, which helped ensure that people who did go to public schools got a similar level of education to those who could afford to go to private schools. Because, you know, if you go to private schools, you're going to get a better education. There's no ifs, and, or buts about that. Because, you know, they can get the better teachers and all after the defunding of the schooling system and the removal of Gonski and everything, all of the good teachers pulled into the private schools for better money, and it resulted in all of the kids in the public schools getting shit teachers or teachers who just didn't care, and it's just reduced our education system to mush. In math and science, I'm pretty much taught myself how to do equations and shit by figuring it out in my head when helping kids who had a hard time while we had work time, but I can't do sentence structure or history at all. I'm decent when it comes to history, and I'm decent when it comes to, like, I'm pretty good when it comes to English, but that's because I went out of my way outside of school to get better at English, and that was literally just me writing fan fictions and stories and stuff. Like, I was writing stories before I was writing fan fictions, But then when I got into my teens and I learned about fan fictions and how all that works, I was like, oh my god, this is a great way. On this it says 36. Yep, I wouldn't doubt it. We used to be 3rd in the world, education-wise. Russia has 5th best education system? Yep, I wouldn't doubt it, because they are putting effort into it. As soon as the coalition, or the liberal, I'm going to call them coalition not to confuse people. But we used to be doing so well when we were under a Labour government who gave a shit about education because they knew we needed education. Like, a country cannot move forward with a horrifically undervalued education system. It just puts us in a loop of misunderstanding and misinformation that only benefits rich people who can take advantage of us being idiots. You know? Like, our coalition, who is our government right now, our Conservative Party, is so concerned with, you know, money and with the private sector that they've completely pulled apart the public sector to ensure that their private sector donors can keep making money hand over fist. But it's doomed Australia to have a terrible education system where everyone's dumb as a box of rocks. And the best thing is that benefits them because it means that they're stupid and misinformed and then don't know better than to vote for the coalition who tell them a bunch of lies and like, oh yeah, we'll fix this, we'll do that, we'll make you more money. And they use just scaremongering, and it works because people are stupid because they don't have the education they should be having. Higher education has been pulled apart in our country. It's why I'm half considering not going to college, because why would I? Why would I go to university when it's been so pulled apart and broken that it's expensive but not worth it in half the ways? Like half the time it's just not worth even going to college or university because you're more than likely going to get shit out of it, you know? Yeah, stupid politics is international. It's interesting, but like, it makes me angry because the only person who benefits from, how does New Jersey second in the best education in the US? Maybe they should educate them how to drive. Like, the only person who benefits from an uneducated Australia is the coalition and the business sector. Because then they can just shove more crap down our throats and we'll be too stupid to realise it's bad. And, like, that's the worst part. Is genuinely that if we had a better education system that taught us more about politics and political theory and understanding these sorts of things, we would not have a coalition government. We would have either a Labour or Greens government because we would be educated enough to realise that all the coalition does is benefit big business and benefit the 1% in this country, not the proletariat and the working class. I shouldn't say proletariat because then everyone's like, oh, you're a Marxist? It's better than what we've got right now, that's for sure. I'd rather be a Marxist than a fucking idiot. Notice his moth? Where is he? Where is he? Where's that fucking moth? Where is it? I didn't see it. I'm not scared of the moth. I just don't want it to fucking touch me. Because it's just icky. Not even icky. I just don't want it to touch me. Like, don't know what diseases that fucker has. Has he gone out the door? I don't know. Oh, okay, good. I thought the moth was back. I was like, oh no. Yeah, like Australia deserves better, and we had better. But as soon as it was showing that by being more educated, we weren't voting for the coalition, we weren't voting in the interests of big business, we were voting in the interests of the people, we stopped getting that right. And with how heavily brainwashed our media is and heavily biased towards the coalition, it doesn't surprise me at all that we got a coalition government back in, especially in Queensland, where everybody's fucking retarded because the education system has made them even more retarded than they already are. Like, I live in Queensland, and I can tell you for a matter of fact that, like, the majority of people in Queensland are fucking retarded. Because we've been allowed to grow retarded. We've been allowed to become like this because we've become lazy and allowed our government to be self-serving and ridiculous. Like, it's a joke how much our government hates us as people. Like, they could literally spit on the face of their voting base and Queenslanders would still vote them in because, oh, I believe in this and I believe... No, you don't. You believe what you've been told by fucking Rupert Murdoch and Gina Reinhardt. You don't actually believe that, because if you believed the things you believed, you would not be voting for the Liberals. You would be voting for the Labour Party, who actually give a shit and who make an effort to give a shit. And it makes me angry because my state ruined what was supposed to be a slam dunk for the Labour Party. Like, literally, it was supposed to be a slam dunk. It was supposed to be an easy win for the Labour Party. Everybody was saying they would win. But Queensland ruined it. And it was easy to see why, because they were talking about jobs. And they were talking about how jobs were the, this big thing, and, taxes and stuff. And they were talking about how Labour was doing this huge tax hike. It's like, yeah, on the 1%. A tax hike that would actually make the companies in this country pay taxes at all. And that, 1 billion tax hike, which was a complete falsehood, was, even if it did exist, and it did in part, like, they were going to raise taxes, but on the rich. They're going to raise taxes on the people who don't pay taxes, which is corporations, especially mining corporations. And they use that as a scare tactic to make people in Queensland be like, oh no, our taxes are going to go up. Hurrah, I don't want to pay more money. It's like, dickhead, you're paying more money under the fucking coalition. Yeah, it's the same shit everywhere. Like, obviously there are different nuances in the countries, but in Queensland, there's a lot of mining in Queensland, and there's a lot of people with jobs as miners in Queensland. And something that the coalition uses a lot, something the coalition uses a lot to scare people, especially in Queensland, is saying that because Labor wants to get rid of coal plants, it wants to, switch over to clean energy, it wants to remove coal plants, it wants to become green and sustainable, they're gonna lose 5,000 mining jobs in Queensland. It's like, okay, 5,000 mining jobs versus the millions of people who live in Australia who are going to be better off with cheaper electricity and not dying from fucking global warming underneath renewable energy. Like, there's no competition. It's 5,000 people's fucking jobs, or literally everybody not dying and having cheaper energy. And let me tell you this, there are 1.6 million people without jobs in Australia. I promise you 5,000 is just a drop in the water and does not matter. And I do not care. Because I've been without a job for 1.5 years, and nobody gave a shit about when I lost my job. But when it comes to fucking conservative dickheads who think mining is the be and all and end all, it's just ridiculous. And all they do is scare people into thinking that there's these huge tax hikes and that Labor's just trying to steal your money. It's like they're trying to help us, but they don't have control of the media. The coalition has control of the media because their donors have control of the media. Like, everyone freaked out when a 99% tax was proposed on people's income after they get $1 million or something. Everyone thought they were getting taxed even though they're barely middle class, if that. Exactly. Oof. Are you serious? I can't go through here. I'm gonna die if I go and do this again. But I've got to go back anyway. So he's gonna kill me again. See, like, that's bullshit. He has a trigger there that I can't actually get through. There needs to be, an inheritance tax. 100% an inheritance tax. Because that's how Gina Reinhardt, who has a huge monopoly in our country, got her power. Is by inheriting billions of dollars and billions of dollars worth of mining facilities. And she didn't pay a cent on that. She became a billionaire because she was born. And it was inherited. Not because she earned it and pulled herself up by her bootstraps like everyone likes to pretend. She got that because she was born. It was a birthright, but she didn't pay any tax on it, and she doesn't pay tax. She, in fact, gets paid money from the government to help subsidize her failing fucking mining industry. Because the mining industry is failing in Australia. Because it's a terrible corporation and a terrible thing that just rips our country bare and pays no taxes. And it's ridiculous. You know? Hold on. Okay, what is it? Is it 2 diamonds to make the, Oh. Is it in here? Yeah, 2 diamonds. Uploads JPEG of guillotine. There needs to be an inheritance tax, and there needs to be a billionaire's tax. Essentially, if you start making money over a certain amount, you should be taxed higher. You should be taxed. You should not be able to accrue wealth, because it's damaging our, it's damaging the economy, because there's no, like, the whole point of it is there's supposed to be trickle down. Basically, the people up top pay people enough, and it trickles back down, and then it goes in a loop. But that loop is failing because it's going up to the billionaires, but not coming back down. Because there's not enough taxes. A lot of companies are avoiding tax altogether, and if they're not avoiding tax, they're paying tiny amounts. Like, there was a corporation that literally made several $1 billion. I can't even remember. It was one of the mining corporations in Australia. I can't even remember which specific one. It made billions of dollars, and I think it paid $82 in tax. 82 on billions of dollars. And you're just like, how? How do they get away with that? And it's because the shills of the fucking coalition government let them do it. They weaken the laws to allow that shit to happen. Yeah, people below the poverty line in most countries will pay more in tax than the people who have the most money in the world. Like, it's ridiculous. It's the same with, in our country, there's a thing called negative gearing, and I'm pretty sure there's probably a similar thing in America. Negative gearing is essentially where you buy a property, and if you rent it, if the rent does not consist of more than you're paying in the mortgage, you can get that money back on taxes, and you can get that money back. And people do that specifically to make lots of money. But that only benefits people who are rich, and that benefits property investors. So property investors are buying up all of the properties in Australia and holding them off the market. They'll only put on 13% of the buildings that are actually available for rent or purchase than there actually are, to drive up scarcity so they can drive up the prices and make more money. And that's because of fucking John Howard getting rid of the property taxes that made it so that it was expensive to own multiple properties. Because you don't need to own multiple properties. Nobody on earth needs to own more than one home. There is no need for people who own huge amounts of properties. Everyone should own one property. Obviously, if you have a very large family, yes, maybe you should have a second home. Maybe you shouldn't have a family that's so large. Like, I've said that before. I think people should stop having such big fucking families. Because there's no need for it. Why do you need a big family? Like, what do you get out of it? TBH, money was the worst thing humans invented. Money is not real. Money is just a Franken-currency designed specifically to be a fake currency. It's not real. The concept of money is real, and money, like, as a physical object is real. But it's a concept. It's only designed to act in the place of actual trading of objects. And in most cases, like, they went and looked and like, oh, you know, let's do research to see how humans worked beforehand. We all just fucking shared. We all just shared shit. Like, we didn't fight over resources because we were sharing. Like, obviously, between, like, different tribes back in the day, maybe we did fight. But within home groups and home tribes, we shared. Because why wouldn't we share? There's enough resources to go around if everybody stops fucking hogging them. But there's no incentive to stop hogging them. In fact, there's an incentive to keep hogging them. It just gives people artificial power. Exactly. It gives people power that they don't deserve. And in a lot of cases, they didn't earn themselves, but rather inherited from their family. Yes, there are people who work incredibly hard to make home businesses, and who make, not even home businesses, but make their own businesses and work really hard. And I have nothing but respect for that. But there's a point where it goes from being a business that is beneficial to the community to being a mega corporation that only benefits itself. Like, you just have to look anywhere. And there's corporations, just like in Australia, the Woolworths Corporation, not only do they own Woolworths, they own a bunch of other stuff that you wouldn't know about. Like, I'm going to look it up right now. Hold on. What does the Woolworths Group own? Let's see here. In main operations, including supermarkets, which is Woolworths, they own BWS, Dan Murphy's in Australia, which are two huge liquor store brands, hotels, pubs under the Australian Leisure and Hospitality Group, and discount department stores under the Big W. So they own Big W. I didn't even know Woolworths owned Big W. That's really just saying it, that these corporations own so much. I love how we always get into super intense topics on these streams. Always, let's eat the rich. Yeah, like, I don't know. This is a good, like, streaming is a fun way for me to talk about these things and vent about them to people who will actually listen to me. Because talking about them to, like, say my parents, they are from a generation that really doesn't care. Gen X has gotten to the point where they've just accepted the world the way it is. And that's really sad. Like, it's really sad that Gen X has just come to the point where they're accepting the shit instead of trying to do something about it. And, like, it's sad that millennials could turn the same way, that now that they're getting older and they're, you know, really reeling back on being the main driving force generation, they're like, it's becoming Gen Z's problem, and that's not fair. It shouldn't be my generation's problem, or hell, soon it might be Generation Alpha's if we're not careful. Like, it's dangerous that all these issues are being passed down to generations that had nothing to do with it. Like, the effects of the 2008 global financial crisis are still an incredibly big thing. Like, there's still huge issues within the economy because of the financial crisis, which was caused by boomers. Like, I'm never gonna say anything else. Like, I know people are like, oh, it's not just the boomers, it was the banking industry. Yeah, the banking industry, which is made up of boomers, you know? Like, you don't see fucking millennials in the banking industry in 2008. You didn't see, well, there were probably some Gen X's, to be fair. Hey, maybe we should stop supporting people who put kids in cages and kill people. My mum, no, they shouldn't have crossed the border. Exactly, like, I've said that personally to my mum. Like, I literally said to her, you believe in people being allowed to do, like, you know, like, I even said to her, like, if this day, if that was two worms at the same time, what the fuck? If there was a war today in Australia, would you attempt to leave the country? So she said probably yes. And I said, okay, so you would leave the country. How would you do it? On a plane. Can't do that because planes would get shot out of the sky. Or can't do that because the border's been shut down to, you know, stop us. How would you leave? Oh shit. How would you leave? She didn't have an answer because she knew the answer was on a boat across the ocean to get away. But she can't. Because if she says that, she would have to admit that the people who are leaving their country deserve just as much to be here. Because they don't have a choice. It's not like they're coming here for a holiday. And, like, it's hilarious when people are like, oh, they did something illegal, they skipped the queue. It's like, they're not skipping a queue. It's either come here on a boat or die. Two choices. And in a lot of cases, coming here is probably fucking worse because they get put into a detention center that they don't deserve to have to be in. They shouldn't have to be in a fucking detention center. You know? It really baffles me how people could look at refugees coming in who are desperate for somewhere to be that's not fucking going to get them killed and see them getting put into horrific conditions and then being like, that's fine, they shouldn't have done what they did. It's like, that's preposterous. There are people serving, like, in detention centers who are there who have done nothing wrong, but there are people who commit heinous crimes in Australia, or heinous, however you want to pronounce it, and they get slaps on the wrist, especially if they're fucking rich people. They just get slaps on the wrist. And you think that somebody who's just escaping their country and hoping not to die deserves more punishment than a pedophile or a murderer or, you know, a rapist? Do you think that those people deserve lighter sentences than those who are just trying to escape a war-torn country? Yeah. supports Pence who would murder all. Like, my mum literally supported the Liberals, and I said to her, you realise the Liberals are specifically against the LGBT community. They're not direct about it, by any means. They, like, you could say, oh, but they're the ones who passed gay marriage. Yeah, they did. Because they had to. And they made sure to drag it out for as long as possible with a plebiscite that cost $500 million, $500 million, a plebiscite. And for anybody who doesn't know what a plebiscite is, you know how on Twitter you can do a poll? It's like that, except it costs $500 million and just drags everything through the mud when it doesn't need to be. It's a waste of money. And it was only done because they could. Because they could drag out the issue and get coverage from it. That's the only reason they did it that way. The Labour government had literally said, yeah, we're just going to pass it. We're not going to have a plebiscite. We're not going to waste people's money. We're not going to drag the issue through the dirt. We're just going to pass it and move on. Because gay marriage it shouldn't have been a big thing. It should have been like, yep, gay marriage passed, done. There shouldn't have been a big hoopla about it, but it was turned into that because it makes good media coverage for the people who support it. But then you turn around and have the liberal, the coalition, who are trying to pass a religious discrimination bill, which essentially gives religious people the right to discriminate against whoever they want. They can't get in trouble for it. They can't be fired from their job if they cause genuine distress to other people by doing it. They get just to do whatever they want, but it directly means that they don't have to follow discrimination laws. It overwrites, essentially, discrimination laws put in place to protect LGBT people, people of colour, people with disabilities. Like, it purposefully erodes the rights of other people. But because our government is a very religious government, which on its own isn't inherently that big of a problem, but when it comes down to the fact that they are making a bill that would allow religious people to say and do whatever they want. They're like, oh no, there's checks and balances. There isn't. They had to revise it because not only were the Christians unhappy with it, but the LGBT people and basically all of the advocate groups in our country were like, dude, this is literally going a million steps backwards. But now they revised it, and all they did was listen to the religious people and make it have even more stronger rules that they're allowed to break, and didn't listen at all to the LGBT community, who were concerned, and like all advocate communities that were concerned that it would allow for continued abuse of religious freedom. And it's because Scott Morrison, the fucking bulldog-looking motherfucker, is in what is essentially a Christian cult that's actually genuinely been proven to be full of pedophiles and sexual predators. But because he's the Prime Minister, he can do whatever he wants. He can get away with that, and with creating a bill that erodes the rights that have been fought so hard for. The US does this fun little thing where they don't charge some people with crimes and just hold them in custody so they can legally keep them in horrific conditions and torture them. Yeah. It's so easy for the law to be perverted in whatever way suits the government and whatever way suits big corporations and big business, because they're the ones in charge. And that's why I always say, like, governments are useless, because it's the governments, like, the governments aren't in charge. You need to be concerned with big business. They're the ones you need to be worried about, not the government. The government's just their little lapdogs. It is big business, and it is huge mega corporations that are the real driving force behind the world, and the ones that we need to be worried about. Like, I am genuinely concerned about this bill passing, because if it passes, like this anti-discrimination religion bill, like, it literally breaks the promises the government made not to overwrite state legislature when it comes to discrimination. Like, not New South Wales, Tasmania has incredibly good protections when it comes to discrimination laws. It has amazing discrimination laws to ensure that people are safe. But this would overwrite them, and it's going directly against the government saying, no, we won't interfere with state legislation when it comes to this sort of thing. I don't know why my body's disappeared, but, you know. It is just pandering. It's just pandering, and it's making them look even worse. But this bill is probably going to pass in its current state, and it's going to allow religious people to just do whatever the hell they want. It gives them free reign to just fucking do whatever they want, and it's gonna cause real harm. It's gonna cause real harm to real people, but they don't care. They just care that it's going to give them the right to do whatever they want, and you know, it's going to give them the right to refuse service. Like, it's going to give doctors the right to refuse service to anybody they disagree with on a religious bounds. And it was, I think, adjusted in the second draft so that it has to be a genuine reason or something like that. But it's like, if you live in a rural town and there's like one doctor, and that doctor decides they don't want to treat you because you're gay, or because you're black, or because you have cerebral palsy, or if you're Islamic and you believe in a different religion, you won't have access to another doctor without going another town over, which could be, you know, tens of kilometers, and by then you could be fucking dead, you know? It really is just disgusting that this bill is going to be passed, and it's because conservatism and religious bias is very heavy in our government at the moment, and has always been when it comes to the coalition. But it's scary, and I'm genuinely concerned that I could receive worse healthcare, or I could be discriminated against, because I already, like, am concerned about holding a job if people find out that I'm trans. Like, I'm already concerned. Like, the people I'm getting a job with, like, that I'm starting next month, they don't know, I don't believe. They use my old name, and they don't know. And I don't intend to fucking tell them. Because if I tell them, they seem nice enough, the lady who's in charge of it, but I also know that people could seem really nice until they discover that you're something they don't like. Like, I'm concerned. And I think that concern is very valid. Can you fuck off? And like, I don't think that concern is unfair. Oh, for fuck's sake. I can't... I can't do anything. He just keeps killing me. I can't get in there. Like, you saw him, he kept spawning, and I could not do anything about that. He kept repeatedly spawning. I could not go anywhere. That's just... Conservatives would be, oh, it's my right to discriminate against people until they have someone call them out for what... take away people's rights. Like, conservatives think it's their right to discriminate until someone either discriminates against them or calls them out on it. They're all advocates of free speech, and what happened to free speech? You've eroded free speech by not allowing people to call you out on your BS. And like, it really is hilarious in a way, like in a tragic way, to watch conservatism play out. Because they start to turn on each other. Conservatives can't agree on anything, and they start to turn on each other. It happens as well in left circles. But like, even in progressive circles, people turn on each other. You can just see it in the LGBT community with the discourse over ace people being LGBT or not, and whether trans people should be removed from the community, despite the fact that the community was heavily, like, especially in Stonewall, was heavily pioneered by, you know, black trans women. But, you know, people like to forget that because it's easier to forget that than to admit that they're wrong. Like, it should not be a discussion of who belongs where. We need to stop putting ourselves into these tiny little itty-bitty boxes and realize that it doesn't fucking change the fact that the real issue right now is incredible corruption within our law system when it comes to police and lawmakers in general, and within our government, because it's all just held over by big business. And I literally am not going to be able to get here. I'm going to give myself some health packs, because I'm not going to be able to get there if I keep dying from fucking ice worms. So I'm sorry I had to cheat, but you saw that. That ice worm was some bullshit. That was some bullshit ice worm action. Like, I wish I didn't have to get political. I wish I didn't have to shout from the rooftop that I'm concerned for my safety. But I am. Because we are becoming... Yeah, I'm hacking up. Enter the hacking mode. Like, I wish I didn't have to be worried for my safety when it comes to my rights being eroded. But the fact that I'm worried to tell my place of work that I'm trans proves that there's a problem, because I shouldn't have to be concerned about that. I shouldn't have to be concerned that I could lose my job over it, or that even if I don't lose my job,
I could be discriminated against because of it. I shouldn't have to be concerned about that. I should just be able to rock up and do my fucking job. Like, that's the only thing I should be worried about, doing my goddamn job. But I'm concerned that if they find out, they could fire me. They could find a way to fire me, either through the laws that are passing when it comes to religious discrimination, or they could just find bullshit reasons to pull me up that have nothing to do with anything. And then they decide, oh, suddenly something that you've been doing this whole time that's not even against the rules is bad and we're going to fire you now. Like, even if there's not a law specifically allowing them to fire you for being trans, people will find a way if they really don't want trans people in their company. Like, the school that's up the road from me, which is where I'm going to be working as a lollipop dude, is a public school. It's not heavily religious, at least it wasn't when I went there. I don't know how it's gone since I've been there, but I'm not too worried about the school, but I also know that I didn't enjoy the school. They're not going to recognize me. They will not recognize me at all. I've changed enough that they would not know me for shit. But it is just concerning. It is concerning that I could be unsafe when in my workplace. And it's the same with, like, because I'm working as a lollipop dude. All it would take is for one of the parents to decide they don't want their kids around a trans guy. And they'll be like, oh, this man is perverting my children by helping them across the crossing and making sure they don't get hit by cars. Like, these are the things I worry about. And they may never come to pass. And it may just be me being anxious. But the fact that I even have to be concerned about that sort of thing is the real problem here. Is that can happen. And it has happened to people before where they've lost their jobs for something that's out of their control. But anyway, politics is fun. I talk about it a lot. I'm probably going to do YouTube videos about it so that I can have, like, an avenue to discuss these things. But, like, I want to do, like, political videos, but also, man, editing's hard. I'm not very good at editing, but I guess if it's not, like, too strenuous, I'd probably be able to do it. It's just making time for it, really. Creeper. Aw, man. It's hot. Might need to turn my air conditioner on. What? It's 31. I guess I should probably have my air conditioner. Yeah, I'm gonna do that right now. Ooh, it's hot. Ooh, it's hot. The transgenders are brainwashing our kids. It's like the only thing I want is to go home. Like, I'm not brainwashing your kid. I want to get a paycheck and go home, my guy. Like, if I wanted to brainwash your kid, I would not be working as a fucking lollipop dude. You know, I'd go into media. I'd become, you know, a fucking media host. Oh, I forgot to close my door, actually. And for anyone confused why I'm putting it on the Be Right Back screen, it's because I haven't got my binder on, and I couldn't be bothered putting it on when it's so hot. So that's why I'm putting it on when I'm getting up. Like, it really is concerning that that's something, like, that could happen. It's the transgender to get money. Yeah, like, the trans agenda is to get money. That's it. I just want a job. And that's the thing, like, with how heavily, like, shown everything is, like, people really forget that LGBT people are human beings. And in most cases, they just want to make money and go home. You know, we just want to exist. But existing is hard when there are people opposed to you just even existing at all. Like, I don't know if there is conversion therapy in Australia. I've never encountered it personally. However, my personal experiences are not the same as everybody else's. Because, like, you know, funnily enough, everybody has their own personal experiences with the situation. Bro, binders suck, but it's so good at the same time. I love them, but when it's 31 degrees, I hate them because I cannot wear it, like, and especially when I'm streaming, it just gets uncomfy. See, like, look at this ice worm. What the fuck? It's because I'm sprinting, but sprinting because I need to get through here. Oh my god, trans guy touches my kid. Proof, not clickbait. I don't want to touch kids. I really don't like kids, and I try and stay away from as much as possible. Like, I used to work in a daycare. Well, not work. I did part of my cert in a daycare. I don't hate kids, but they're noisy and they're frustrating. But for some fucking reason, they like me. They seem to think I'm cool. It's like, because like when I was working at the daycare, they really enjoyed me being there. I was like, why? I'm not enjoying being here. Like, I'll sit all day wanting to put on my binder, but I'm little at home and I don't need to wear it. I'll wear it sometimes when I'm at home if like guests come over. But when it's 31 degrees, which I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, about like around 90-ish, 90 degrees, and I'm wearing a binder, a shirt, and a hoodie, I melt. Oh my god, trans guy hates kids? Yeah, I don't hate kids. Like, hate's a very strong word. I just think they're annoying. And I tend to try and fucking avoid them as much as possible so that I'm not so annoyed. Because it's very easy to get annoyed by kids. Alright. We got the skeletal structure, boys. I just want to yeet the teats. Yeah, dude, that's a mood. Mm-hmm.
Why choose one form when you could take any other? Where's the fun? Sure.
Completed conditioning.
What do you do when you're not well? What about music, art, expression? Then what's the point? Every life form I ever met survives.
For a reason. Alright, I'm gonna save. I'm just gonna let the ice worm kill me so I can get back in fast time. When it comes to like a double mastectomy, which is top surgery for anyone who's unaware, it's very expensive. It's for the research that I've done for the one that's in my area. It's about $6,000 up front. And funnily enough, I don't have $6,000. I don't even have like $5. Kill me. Kill me. Are these guys not scannable, huh? Cool. It's very expensive, and we don't get like rebates or anything. Because normally through our Medicare, because we do have Medicare, which is very helpful when it comes to everything. Even that doesn't cover that doesn't cover that because it's considered cosmetic surgery. It's like, honey, I would not get it if it was cosmetic. It's not cosmetic. It's stopping me from wanting to yeet myself off a cliff. You know, like, I'm not doing it because it's fun. I'm not trying to cut off a huge part of my body just because I can. I am doing it for my own health, be that physical or mental. It doesn't matter. It's still my health, and I should still be allowed to get medical assistance. But I can't afford fucking private insurance, and nor should I have to when we have Medicare, which does just fine. Here you also need like 6 months of therapy and notes from like 3 different doctors, which is also super expensive. I don't know if I have to have any amount of therapy. I go to a trans health doctor because that's how I get my testosterone and all that, how I got like prescribed and all that. Build a body. I don't believe I need to have it, but like when it comes to name changes and sex changes on like legal documents, name changes, that's fine. You can just change your name however you want. I just haven't gotten around to doing it, and I'd rather do it at the same time as I change my gender, because, you know, may as well do it one, you know, wham bam thank you ma'am in one go. Not only is it a little bit expensive, it's like 170 something I think to change your name. For gender, it changes state to state, but in Queensland I believe you've had to have some level of surgery, some level of gender change surgery, and top surgery does count as that. And I think you need a note maybe to change your gender. I'm not sure. But the fact is, it's behind a paywall. The fact that my health really is behind a paywall that I will have to wait years before I'm ever able to reach. Whereas my ex-boyfriend who lives in Canada, he had it covered by his insurance. He didn't have to pay a single penny, I don't believe, to get his surgery, and I'm kind of jealous. I wish I could get away with not having to pay for it, but Australia is not quite on the same level as hello my babies, I'm back. Mwah. I'm not. Australia's got decent with Medicare, but it's being pulled apart by the coalition. But really, it's not on the same level of stuff as Canada. It's so expensive. It's like medicine is obviously never going to be cheap. It's not profitable for companies to make medicine cheap. The fact that it's about medicine and not about the welfare of the people is the real problem. Ooh, you ready to stop glitching now? Oh, I actually did keep that, we might do a little bit of base building, though this base is pretty good. I could just use this base going forward, because otherwise it means moving everything. But we may as well, fuck it, why not? I'm gonna need, I think for gender change here in Wisconsin, where I live now, you need, stop that. You need a surgery, but in Minnesota, where I'm from, you don't need it. The US fucking sucks ass because my HRT isn't covered by my insurance, but if I was a cis guy with a hormone imbalance, it would be. See, that's how my trans doctor, he says that I have a testicular disorder, and that goes through, like, that's how he gets it, because I don't even think you can get it without, like, you can't get it through normal means. You have to, oh no, I think he says that I have a testicular disorder so that it doesn't say trans on my medical records. Pretty sure. But, like, it is the fact that if a cis guy wanted to get HRT, he wanted to get testosterone, he would not have to go to any, like, hormone doctor or anything. He would speak to a GP. The GP would be like, yeah, sure, why not? And he would get it. And that's what really pisses me off, is that I'm not asking for anything that isn't already provided to cis people. But because I'm asking for it and I'm not cis, suddenly that means I require some magical fucking different thing. It's like, no, it's the exact same thing. You just don't want to provide me with the same thing. Because why would you? That means you have to admit that I'm exactly the same as someone else. That just needs 2+ steel, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, I need a bunch of titanium. That's okay. They literally just want trans people to die, that's it. Like, they really just don't care when it comes to the welfare of trans people, because why would they? Why would they care? They don't have to, and so they don't. And it makes no sense why, like, why would you just not give people the medication and the treatment that they're asking for? We're not asking for you to give us fucking some magical serum that's impossible to find. It's something that is already produced and used commonly by cis men, especially when it comes to bulking and stuff. And also, people, like, testosterone is, I believe does testosterone fall under steroids? the main anabolic steroid hormone produced by your body is testosterone. Yeah, it's a steroid. And that's why when people are like, oh, you know, this dude's taking steroids or this and that, it's like, it's literally just testosterone. It's just a shot that gives you testosterone. It doesn't really do that much, though it's not the only form of steroids that people do. But it's something that's already being produced and used by people. It's not as if trans people have come in and asked for something new and special to be made for them. They're literally just asking for the same resources that other people already benefit from, and in some cases only used for superficial reasons. They don't use it because it's for health. They use it because they can, because, you know, it can help with bodybuilding, or it can help with cycling, or like things like that. Like it can be used to bulk. Obviously it is used for medical reasons for cis men. Like it can be for testicular problems, it can be for hormone imbalances, which can happen to anybody, but it's not afforded the same level of importance to trans people as it is for cis guys. Like cis guys don't have to worry about it. They know they'll be fine. Like they can easily go and get it, and their doctors will be fine with giving it to them. But trans people don't have the ability to rely on the medical system. We have to gamble as to whether or not we're going to be provided the same level of respect and resources as a cis guy. And that's, you know, that's really not how shit should be going. But what would I know? I'm just a human being with half a brain cell who realizes that people deserve the right to resources that everybody else has. Fuck off. Like, I know it sounds like I'm whining, and like I've been whining this whole stream, but this is a great way for me to vent. Like, it is genuinely a great way for me to vent, just to fucking shout. All I want for Christmas is to be able to produce my testosterone so I don't have to spend 100 plus a month. Ooh, 100 plus a month? Ouch. I only take a shot once every 3 months, about 2.5 months, and it's about $34, I think. And then I go to my doctor and he does it, and that's bulk billed, so I don't pay for that. So it's only like $30 every 3 months. But rough, 100 fucking bucks. Oof. That's disgusting. And you know that if that was given, like if that amount was asked of a cis guy, he'd be like, oh, I don't want to pay that much. Why am I paying so much for something that's vital to me? It's like, everybody else has to. It's ridiculous. Then again, as crap as the Australian healthcare system is, it's better than America's. And like that's why I'm always like trying to be like, I shouldn't complain, America's got it way worse, but then like that doesn't change the fact that it's still bad here. Whether it's worse somewhere else, it's still bad here. It would be like $10, but insurance doesn't cover it. Yeah. Oh, you do the weekly shots? I used to do the 2 weekly shots. Like I every fortnight I'd do a shot. Then those ran out. Like literally there was a supply problem, those ran out. So I went on to doing the gel for a while. I didn't really like that, so I switched to the 3-month shots, and they seem to be doing pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with the 3-month shots. I might lift it up a little bit. Whenever I hear people talk about free healthcare, I want to cry. Like, our healthcare isn't entirely free. Medicare kind of is, but not really free healthcare. It's basically subsidizes and helps with healthcare, but it's not free by any means. So I need... Oh, why can't that go there? Huh. 2 titanium, which I've got, and 2 glass. Like, I was considering moving to Canada specifically because of healthcare. Because, like, the healthcare is such a far and beyond better bet over there than it is here. And, like, I would be better off financially to move to Canada and live there, because I'm more likely to get the healthcare I need far more cheap and far easier than I would here in Australia. But like, I also don't want to move across. Like, I don't want to move across the planet. I was like really excited about it at one point. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna move to Canada and everything's great. But I was like, you know what? Doing a move like that, not only is it expensive, but I have no fail-safe. Like, if I struggle over there, none of my family is over there, and there's nothing for me to fall back on if something goes wrong. I really can't afford HRT as it is. Yeah, like, if I move out, HRT is probably going to be more expensive. Like, my doctor's visits are already expensive. Like, it's like $400 to see my trans health doctor, though I believe he started bulk billing me just because, like, I told him, like, look, the reason I don't see you as much as I probably should is because I can't afford to be here. I can't afford to see you, you know, every second month because it's so expensive. It costs a fortune for me to come see you. He's bulk billing me now, so it's gone from like 400 something to like 160, and I get about half of that back. So it's a lot better now. And he only makes me come in for appointments when I have to, like when it's important for me to come in and not just a checkup or anything. It's like when I need to see him. But now that I'm seeing a psychologist, one of them, about my ADHD and stuff, that's another doctor's visit that costs a fucking fortune. And, you know, it's 30 minutes for a large amount of money that it's just expensive. And it means my mental health, like the reason my mental health has been put off for so long is because it's so expensive to do anything about it. To get help, you need to have money. And you need to have large amounts of idle money that's not doing anything. And that's just not really something that I could do when I don't have a stable job or, you know, anything like that. And now that my parents are separated, it's even harder to ensure that I get the assistance I need. And, like, it feels bad that I have to constantly be going to doctors and costing, you know, my mother money. But on the same token, I want to get better and I want to get healthier, and that means I've got to go see doctors, and doctors are expensive. Yeah, like, I know who's to blame for how shit our medical system has got, but I'm pretty sure everybody's sick of me complaining about the coalition. Pretty sure the coalition is sick of me complaining about the coalition. I don't know why my hand's disappeared, but it looks kind of cool not having a hand, just having it, like, float. Looks kind of cool. We're gonna move the reactor in there. We'll make a side room for it, maybe.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Can I not take them out? Only depleted reactor... Oh, are you serious? I can't remove it? I'm just gonna have to make more reactor rods, I guess. That sucks. That's so dumb. You should be able to remove them. They're just radioactive. It's fine. It looks really dumb because it's floating. Reactor. Oh, whoops. I want to turn it this way. Yeah, no, I've got no reactor rods because I had to fucking delete the ones I did have. How does this have power? Oh, it doesn't. It's connecting to the power over here. Oh, no, it's not. I enjoy having deeper discussions on streams, but it can be very draining. It's very easy to just get drained by it all. Okay. Oh no, bring that back. Put away some of this titanium and stuff. I'm just moving everything over into the new building. We're not going to spend much more time on this save. Like, we've really just got to build Alan's body. But it'll be nice to have a bit more of a functional base while we're doing that. Alright. Oh, that's for a big boy. I don't want a big boy yet. Oh, hey, dude. How's it going, JJ? Modification station. Okay, boomer. I'm really excited to see where Subnautica goes. I don't know when the next update's gonna be, which is a shame, because, like, I really want to see where they go, and, like, I'm excited to do it. And as soon as the next update comes out, we will play it. It doesn't matter if we're in the middle of playing another game, we will instantly switch over to playing Subnautica. Because, like, I want to see what the new update brings. Just finished eating ketchup chips. Oh, dude. I used to have ketchup chips. Well, we call them tomato chips because we don't call it ketchup, we call it tomato sauce like human beings. But they're actually good. It is a non-American delicacy. It's an Australian delicacy. Is it? I don't actually know who made them. I know you're in Canada. Who made tomato chips? Because I know Samboys makes them. Yeah, Canadian too, definitely. But, like, I don't know who made them. I'm gonna call them ketchup chips. See, it says Canada and Australia. Like, look at it. It says ketchup chips, Canada, Australia, USA. So, Australia. I know Samboys makes them. Do they have ketchup chips in Australia? Whatever their birthplace, ketchup chips are largely absent from the shelves south of the border. Blah, blah, blah. So, like, nobody can decide where they're from. But I know they're definitely over here. Tomato sauce and ketchup are two very different... No, they're fucking not. Tomato sauce and ketchup are the same thing. Ketchup is made with tomatoes, vinegar, sugar, whereas tomato sauce is made from tomatoes, oil, meat, or vegetable stock and spices. Ooh. They are different. Except I think when it says tomato sauce, it's referring to, like, the paste tomato sauce, and that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, like, tomato sauce as in what I put on my chips. My tomato sauce I put on my chips. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Poutine. Let's get some poutine, baby. Where am I? Well, okay. Let's get some of these. I'm just making a bunch of containers so I can move everything over rather quickly. Transfer been proved wrong on stream, not clickbait. Man, I'd rather be proved wrong than continue to be ignorant, that's for sure. Like, I'm not sure if it actually is referring to the tomato... Because I think it's referring to tomato paste, which is what you put on, like the sauce you put on the bottom of a pizza. And not actually, like, tomato sauce as in, like, Heinz tomato sauce, which is just... delicious. I don't know. It's really weird. It's the same way we call chips, and what you guys would call crisps, chips. It's all just chips. Like, you guys are like, fries, chips, and crisps. It's like, no, it's chips, chips, and chips. They're all chips. Stop being racist. They're all chips. In this house, we stand chips all being the same. The paste has a thicker consistency and easier to use both in dishes that require a liquidy tomato base. Sauce, ketchup, and paste are all different. Yeah, but, like, I don't think that where I was reading it from realized I meant, like, tomato sauce as in, like, what I put on my hot chips, not, like, the shit I put on my pizza. Get out. But God knows, maybe it does and I'm just an idiot. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinque. Cinque. I don't know how to speak Spanish. All I know is how to say, words. Ay caramba, mi cabeza, mi amor. That's all I know how to say. And I don't even think that's actually grammatically correct either. I mean, technically, but no one calls them that. We don't have crisps, really. Like, they're chips. They're just, everything is chips. Potato chips are chips. Chips are chips. Like hot chips are chips. Like fries are just chips. That's all they are. It doesn't need to be a distinction. They're all the same fucking thing. I'm gonna grab you. I actually kind of like this base that I've got going here. Like, it's actually like a nicely built base. It means I've got to move my children, but that's okay. Minerals. It's about the minerals. I mean, potato chips and french fries are pretty different, but go off. Do you mean potato chips as in, like, the ones you buy in, like, a packet? Because those are chips. Those are chips. And, french fries, they're just chips. They're just baby chips. That's all they are. You cannot change my mind. This isn't a change my mind segment. I will not change my mind. Australia calls them all chips, and we're right. So what's Xmas like in the middle of summer? It's 31 degrees and I want to die. I don't know. I'm going after Christmas on New Year's Eve. I'm going up to visit my going down to visit my boyfriend on the coast and hang out with all my mates. So like I'm excited for that, but like Christmas itself, I don't really give a shit about. To be fair, like Christmas is just meh. And I know that's probably pretty blasphemous, but like awkward snow themed shit. Yeah, like everything's snow themed. It's like it's not fucking. There's no snow here. It's just the hot. Cause like I'm not that like fussed about Christmas. I just think it's real over commercialized and just shoved down people's throats. Like yeah, people enjoy it, and I'm glad people enjoy it, and I'm glad people find happiness in it. But I'm just so over it. So if someone asks you if you want chips, what the fuck do you expect? Do you ask for clarification because us smart people don't have to? No, you just look at the situation and think of what they're saying. So like, if you're in a home setting and someone says, hey, you want some chips? They mean potato chips. If you're out in public, they mean hot chips. Or like fries. But normally we don't have that many fries, really only McDonald's has them. Like yeah, like you just look at the situation. It doesn't need to have different words. You can be like, oh, in this situation, I'm at someone's house. They're probably not going to offer me hot chips. They're talking about potato chips. Like, it's awesome stuff. What if, aside, you have to choose between crisps and crisps? TBH, I kind of hate Christmas these days. Christmas is just a bit overdone as far as I'm concerned, but I'm also a bit of a fucking Grinch, clearly. English is dumb. But yeah, like I'm excited to go down the coast. It's gonna be fun. I'm pretty sure we're going to the coast. I mean, that's where they live, so I should fucking hope that's where we're going. But I live fucking a 2-hour train ride away. Not even 2.5-hour train ride. I was doing this one. I don't know why my my PDA keeps breaking like that. I thought you meant hot chip as in like hot Cheetos and you were eating them with ketchup. No, I mean hot chips as in like, watch out for cone snails. I promise you, that is the least of my concerns at the coast. The biggest concern is, I don't know, humans mostly. Okay, nature goes in here. Rock grub. Food will go in here, which is what all these are. Food. I don't know Cyrillics. Is that what it is? Is that what Russian language is? Is it called Cyrillic? I thought that was something else. Zugablit. Alright. We're just moving everything over at this point. I know it's a boring process, but may as well. What's the deadliest animal I've seen? Probably a brown snake. Brown snake's probably the most dangerous animal I've ever seen, and, you know, brown snakes are fucking mean, dude. They will kill you, and they will not be sorry about it. They don't give a fuck. Like, you gotta, if you leave them alone, they're not gonna give you any shit. But, sometimes you don't have a choice about leaving them alone. They're just in the way, and you accidentally get near them, and they get grumpy. Battery in there. But yeah, like, brown snake's probably the worst I've ever seen. That I know of. I've probably seen worse and just not realized what it was. Alright, we just gotta get the misc and the other food one, which is just full of water. See, the funny thing about the brown snakes here are they're tiny little harmless babies that are super cute. They wouldn't be brown snakes then. They'd be a different breed that are brown. But brown snakes are not friendly, and they are not nice, and they are very mean. No, they personally offend me. I have so much food. Yeah, brown snakes over here will kill you and not give a shit about it. They're very angry gentlemen. What I might do, actually, is instead of fully tearing this base apart, what I might do is, like, build a connection so I keep this base. This base doesn't get destroyed, but I have this for, like, all my storage and stuff. So, like, this is going to be the main base, but it connects to this base. I think that'd be pretty cool. That way I don't have to destroy this base. I can just keep it. They're called brown snakes, but they're harmless. Cool, a bit similar to garter snakes. Yeah, they're probably like what whip snakes are over here, which are just harmless little fuckers who you would not be worried about at all. But yeah, brown snakes are angry little fucks. I got a headache. Oh boy. Oh boy, baby, I got a headache. Because I know this is riveting content, watching me just transfer a bunch of shit. Truly riveting content. I got pics of one I caught. If you want me to put it in Discord, yeah, sure. Send it through. I'd love to see. Alright, so we're going to remove the hatch here. We want to build down, basically, we'll have it so that the connection is through my little breeding room here. Maybe, if I can get that to work. So if I build a tunnel out, why can't I do that? Oh, because the building's in the way. See, because this is off-center, I probably won't be able to connect it properly. I might need to move this. I'm going to move the scanner room, at least. They've got spots? You should not go out of your way to catch snakes. I will say that right now. Do not go out of your way to catch snakes. Even if you're like, oh, it's just to move them to a safer place. Unless they are directly threatening you, leave them the fuck alone. Because you should not be moving snakes. At all. I might just pull this base apart. It's not worth trying to connect it, I think. But yeah, don't go out of your way to catch them. Like, if you're moving them to a safer place, yeah, maybe. But not only is it dangerous to you, but it could be dangerous to the snake if you move it to somewhere that it might not be safe for it to be. Like, we do have, like, catch and release stuff here. But we've only ever done it when there's been, like, a snake in a place that's genuinely dangerous to the people around it. Yeah, let's just not bother with another one. I got a fucking big boy generator anyway. I'm gonna have to move all of my penglings. I'm gonna have to put all my penglings in storage. I need to build that again so that I can actually get in here. Well, yoink. Honestly, when my family finds a snake, we admire it and fuck off doing whatever. Yeah. You just gotta be careful. That's all. Okay, move the babies. Ooh, 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 ooh. Is that all of them? Yeah, I think that's all of them. I need to get some more. I need to steal some more children. I just grab them long enough for a pick, then put it back where I found it. Even then, that's kind of a bit unfair on the snake's part. Like, that's not a good thing to do to them. Like, I know you're not doing it to harm them, but it can be. Oh shit! Can I eat one of these? Can I eat something? Drink of water. It can be dangerous to pick them up, like, for them, because it can stress them out to the point that they might injure themselves or anything like that, really. Ooh, fucking press the right button, dickhead. Yeah, I need to steal the children to put them in the hamster wheels. I just need to steal them so that I can move this. Oh, I need to get oxygen because I'm not actually producing oxygen because it's nighttime. So my solar panels aren't pulling their weight, and I can't make my nuclear reactor go again yet. Let's just put the children away for now. They can just sit in here for now in the food container box. Let's see. Yeah, it's little baby snake. But I don't know. Like, everybody would have different opinions about it, but I'd just be worried that it would be distressing for the snake mostly. Where's reactor rod? I just need one. So I just need got glass. I just need lead and uraninite crystals. So lead and uranite and uranite, whatever. I've got no power. Haha. To be honest, I don't get to much anymore just because it can stress me out so much. Yeah, it's like you just gotta be careful with that because like it is so easy to stress out wild animals without intending to. Like, you could be full of good intentions and stress them out to the point that they could either die or simply, like, especially with snakes, if they stress out enough they won't eat, and in the wild that can get them killed because if they don't eat enough it's very easy. I have lots of other snake pics too if you guys want to see. Hells yeah. Actually, I'll build that. Like, I want to build that out here. Like, as a connection to the side here. Because this is going to be the baby chamber. Oh, gotta remove this first. Because the baby chamber needs to be put back. There we go. Baby chamber. I really like that they added a huge, like, room like this. It's so nice. Oh, it's still trying to gain power. And it's struggling. If you don't gain more power, I can't make better power for you. Like, I want to make better power, but I don't have enough fucking power to do that. I might have to make another solar panel just so that I can make these fucking uranite rods. Which is that. No, I wouldn't know what you're saying. That one's a baby cat. I would say anything in Russian, you people would have no idea what I'm saying. Yeah, that's because we don't speak Ruski. We don't speak Barushki. Please just get enough power to fucking let me make you the fucking uranium rods. Maybe if I move the, if I remove the scanning room, because that's probably what's taking up all the power. Basic compartment. Oh, yeah. Please, just get up enough power to let me fucking build something. What the fuck is draining your power? There's nothing power draining connected to you. I'm just gonna have to make a bunch of solar panels. Alright, just open Google Translate tab and have Russian news copy paste when I say into the Russian. Nah, that's too much effort, homie. I need more quartz. I don't think I have any more quartz. Oh, I do. I have one more bit of quartz. Nice. Oh, wait, I'm getting power. Quickly, while I still have a chance, build a reactor rod. Alright, that'll last us fucking forever. There we go. Now I can remove the solar panels. Because, like, as soon as that reactor's online, I'm like, golden. I don't have to worry about nothing. Oh, my inventory's full. Oh wait, I need to go build, scanner room again. I'll build it on, oh no, at the other side I want to put the, that thing, the moon pool. Beepalovsky, 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 Beepalovsky. There we go. Not that I really use the scanner room for anything, but it's there if I need it. Alright, so I've got power, I need to put away all this crap. Oh wait, no, I need to build the alien containment thing again so I can put away the babies. That I needed more glass, but I've used all my glass building fucking things, so I need 2 glass for the alien containment. Boy? It's easy enough, I got quartz back from my solar panels, so I'll be good. Alright. Titanium. Okay, now I just need to build. And I need. Oh wait, I can just build it now. I thought I didn't have enough quartz. Okay, so now the baby chamber is back. I'm gonna get more babies to put in the baby chamber at some point. But right now, I just need to put the babies back in the chamber. I've stolen them. I need to give them a good home. I've stolen them from their families so that I might watch them for entertainment. Is that one dead? Oh, I thought it was dead. I was really worried. No, they're all good. Alright, let's continue to pull apart the rest of the base. And then we'll call it a day, I think. Alright. Pull apart the last of the base. And also, once we finish the story, we'll still go exploring and do a little bit more stuff afterwards. Because, like, I feel like we won't have done enough. I'm not going to rebuild the control room because it was really useless and it's just a waste of resources. Like, it's an advanced wiring kit that I don't need to spend. Get rid of the multi-purpose roof. Beepalovsky, 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 Beepalovsky. Alright. Oh, attachment must be deconstructed first? Oh, yeah, the, thingy, I'm sure you guys are bored stiff watching me base build, but this is why I normally do it off screen, because it's not fun to watch. It's just me base building. It's not that fun. You try to fist fight a Leviathan when you get done with the story. Oh, dude. I'll fist fight a Vent Garden because I know it won't fight back. Or a Glow Whale. I know those bitches won't fight back. Yes, it does connect. Thank God. I was worried that it wouldn't be able to, like, connect properly. Okay, nice. Moon Pool added. Oof. Up. Up. Let's take all the water out of them and then deconstruct them. What's connected that's... It won't let me break it. It's not connected to anything! Is it the roof? No, don't do any links in chat. It gets the stream all fucky. For some reason the stream fucking... I think the Twitch mods don't like it when you put in links, and I don't want links in my chat anyway. I don't even think it can. Oh wait, you're a mod, you probably could, but nah. Pipalovsky, 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 Pipalovsky. Alright, let's put all of our water purifiers in the base. Okay. Wait, can I make the dome, like the glass dome? That needs 2 lithium and 4 enameled. Goodness. See, Halopine, this is why we get consent before dropping Russian hard bass. We don't want to get transient mad. I wouldn't get mad. It's just I know the fucking Twitch doesn't like it too much when you put links and stuff in chat. Like when it's... Even when I do it at the end of the stream, I'm like concerned that I might get shit for it. So I'm like cautious about it. Then again, I've got so much water, I might only make the 2. Because if I make a 3rd one, it's not only is it going to look lopsided, I don't need that much water, at least not now. And especially now that I'm coming towards the end part of what we have available in the game. We'll put these reinforcements in. Oh, for fuck's sakes, my inventory just feels so fucking fast. But we'll reinforce this space a little bit. It's not too under-reinforced, all things considered. But that being said, I still need to be careful with it. Oops. Take the pass. Machines will be this one. No, this one. Yes. Revolution now. We eat the leaders at sundown. Mood. Alright. I'm just eating through batteries at the speed of light. Yeah, the base is going to start flooding. Yeah, it's breaking, but I really don't care. You can break all you like, I'm done with you.
You know you're the leader, right? Yeah, but like... Oh, shit. I have to move that. I am a leader of the people, but I am not mean. I am not bully. I'm just watching... Wait, why is my butt... What? Why is mine flooding because the other one's flooding? Oh my god. Hold on. Fucking Jesus. Now I gotta repair it. Need batteries. Not that one. That one. Beepalowski. I don't know why it would flood my like main base when it's not connected to the other one, but clearly that doesn't matter. Clearly it considers them exactly the same for some fuck all reason. Where's the other break? Is it in here? Yeah. I don't want my children to escape. Did you know that in the first Subnautica, if you build a base on land, it can still flood? Huh? That's the power of belief. I'm just gonna have to go break that other fucking building. Let's just put this in here for now, so that I can have the inventory room to break it. Fuck physics, we die like men. Literally, like, it's not connected. These two bases aren't connected, but for some reason, because this one was breaking, that one breaks. They see them as the same building, which is kind of stupid. The other, yeah, it's probably in the main pool. I've just got to break this so that it's not as fucking struggling. Go repair the one in the moon pool, and we'll be good. Ah, great. Let's repair this one first. Oh no, this is one that's already been repaired. I've repaired this, why is it not fixing? Ugh. For some reason it's decided to keep this, which is just disgusting and gross and ugly looking, but now it's stuck in my base forever. Awesome. My babies didn't drown. Good. That's gonna piss me off. You should just make a flooded ocean base. Alright. Where are all my batteries? They're all in here. I need another one of these. I need to shuffle machines down to here so they have room for more minerals.
So shuffle all. Gonna have to shuffle all this crap down a few. Fill this up with the stuff that's actually supposed to be in here. Actually, no. Enamel glass comes that way. Alright. You don't want to go outside? That's a mood. Alright. And where have I been storing? Because I know I've been storing titanium and stuff where it's not supposed to be in here, yeah. Now I've got loads of titanium. Okay. I'll label all these probably after stream. Oh, whoops. Take all this crap out. Give me that back, you get that one. Alright. Okay, those are doing their thing. Let's just get the very last bit of the base. I just had a battery. Oh, I picked up the wrong one. Alright. Let's. Yes, welcome aboard. Alright. We'll move the prawn suit into the moon pool. Not that I'm gonna ever use it, but
Emergency power only. Oxygen production
oh,
offline.
I'll just borrow these to move it. Just borrow one of these. I'm gonna take it back out. I just need to move this out of the way. Put him in the moon pool. Whoop, up we go. Okay, give me. That. No, I don't want to get in. I didn't walk all the way around so that you could fucking put me back in it. Get in. Fuck's sakes. So can I literally not take it out? Whatever. Fucking useless game. Shut the fuck up. These are all empty, aren't they? 17%. I'll put the one that's 17% in this fucking piece of garbage. Alrighty. Let's hook the. Actually, I'll just swim these up beside the base. And they can just come up here. I don't really use them enough to be worried, though I might go get some more fish at some point, though I don't really need to. I've got so much food anyway. Gonna flood again, isn't it? I'm gonna make some more reinforcements in here. Reinforcement, reinforcement, reinforcement. be able to reinforce the walls here in the room in there. I need more titanium and more lithium. It would be a good way to get rid of all this fucking titanium, or at least some of it anyway. Lithium. Just gotta reinforce it so it doesn't break every 5 fucking seconds, because it's a big base. I'll put glass windows in here, but I want to reinforce these side bits and then put the glass on the sides there. That costs 4 enamel glass, 4 titanium. Now, enameled glass, I might have 4 bits. No, how do I make... Oh, wait, I gotta move that. I know enameled glass needs diamonds, and I don't know if I even have diamonds. So I might not make a ceiling yet. No, I don't. Okay, that's fine. Let's finish off out here. Alright. Hell yeah. Okay. New base, all sorted. Oh yeah, I was finishing off tearing this out as well. Heck yeah. Put that away. I need to make... So I need 4 lithium. Oh no, 2 lithium. 2 lithium, 2 titanium, and I think that's an advanced wiring kit. And I've got one of those. And that lets me build doki a power cell charger. Alright. Let's charge up some power cells. Because no doubt we're gonna need them next stream. That's all doing that. Okay, good. I think that's a good spot to call it a day. If I can eat something. Everything's doing what it should be doing. Alright. Awesome, awesome. That was a good stream. Oh, if my back doesn't snap. Okay. Oof. After we finish this, which we probably will finish it next stream, probably, we'll be playing Halo Reach. Because of course we can. It's how it be. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. I really enjoy making these streams for you, so if you want to help me make more streams for you, you can follow me on Twitch. That just shows me the numbers, basically. Lets me know who wants to see what, and yeah, it's very helpful, and also inflates my ego, so why not? You can follow me on my Twitter, which is at TransBeyondYT. I don't really post much there. It's mostly just there so that I can say I have a Twitter and that I'm a cool kid. You can go to my YouTube, which is at nothing. It's just Transbeyond. That's where I re-upload all the streams. I'll probably be uploading 2 today, maybe if I don't forget to. And you can also go to my Discord, which is linked in chat. That's where I'm most active, and I also send a notification there each time before stream. I normally wait about 5 minutes after starting stream before I actually start. That gives people a chance to come in, and also, you know, gives me a chance to get shit ready. But anyway, thank you all very much. I really enjoyed being here today. It was a pretty good stream. I'm sorry it was a bit whack the past 2 days not having streams, but you know, it's just how it be. Anyway, I'll see you guys all next